There's a second matter that I wanted to talk a little bit about today, and that relates to the Barbados Defence Force and the very critical role that it plays in our society. We believe, and only yesterday I met a young lady who mentioned to me that she'd spent some time in the Barbados Defence Force. She feels she should qualify for a pension. Since 1994, this government promised, and they've had 3 terms in office, to deal effectively with the issue of the pension in relation to the Barbados Defence Force. Also, the police officers in this country will be told by the Prime Minister that they are not special. And in relation to the developmental needs of the Defence Force, we will have seen considerable neglect since 1994. We believe that these are very important institutions, and again, in terms of our policy framework, we believe that there needs to be a comprehensive organizational review of the Barbados Defence Force and the development of a strategic plan for the force. This will include a complete analysis of the size, structure, and the allocated resources. But in addition to that, we believe that there's a need for a building maintenance program for the BDF. We need to develop a scheme of resettlement training for persons who leave the force and come back into the system having given national service in the BDF, so they can be integrated in the workforce, even in the public service, in a more effective way. We believe that there's a need to review and simplify the procedures relating to pensions, and we want to provide new options within the pension plan for soldiers, which will allow better provision to be made for their surviving spouse, where that spouse dies after, where the soldier, dies after retirement. We think the career prospects of people in the Defence Force should be enhanced and improved. And we also believe, very importantly, that what is vital in a country like Barbados is that we build disaster management facilities catering to northern, central, and southern zones, which may be used during normal times by youth groups and sporting organizations, but that these facilities will also house areas for skills training as well as for coaches in various sporting activities. But the central purpose of these entities would be that they would be disaster management facilities built to withstand disasters, built to store materials that will be important in disasters, and built also to provide a place for training and activities that would enhance our response to disasters in this country.
Mr. Thompson, you briefly mentioned the Royal Barbados Police Force. Do you have any specific policies aimed at reforming that organization and addressing the problems that it's been facing, like shortages of recruits and so on?
Clearly, the terms and conditions of the police need to be improved in this country. We have singled out the police, nurses, and teachers in particular for some additional benefits that we think are very important, particularly to assist them in purchasing a motor car, to assist them in acquiring a home where they're first-time homeowners, and also some additional benefits in relation to their remuneration. And the reason why we say this is because far too many of our teachers, nurses, and police are trained in Barbados, go through our education system, have the aspiration or expectation that when they join our police force and have that training, that they can make a living in the country of their birth, but then find it very difficult because of the terms and conditions under which they have to exist to survive in Barbados, to make ends meet in terms of the cost of living, to own a piece of land or even build a house in Barbados, and to own a motor car. These are very significant matters that need to be addressed, and I think that in the public service, those 3 categories of workers suffer a significant disadvantage. That means then that once they have been trained, they end up going off to other parts of the world and the Caribbean because they can't live in the country of their birth. We feel that that needs to be arrested. We also believe that the police force, we want to reaffirm our commitment that the police force must be able in this country to function free of political interference. We also believe, as I said, that the physical facilities at police stations in Barbados, which are critical, need to be looked at and upgraded and improved and effectively maintained.
Do you have any updates on the launch of the campaign that's coming on Tuesday, the 1st? Any more details?
We will be launching with a big bang. I mean that in a political sense. We're talking about the defense force and the police and so on. And we're here back in the winter. Jump. At Oystins Car Park, I believe the arrangements are now being put in place. We have a cultural extravaganza which includes Barbadian artists as well as Jamaican reggae artist Luciano, and we invite all members of the public to see this cultural extravaganza and also to listen to the message of the Democratic Labour Party on that night. That is the launch of our campaign, and we're looking forward very much to it. We think it is the kind of program that will appeal to a wide cross-section of Barbadians, and we're launching in Christchurch in the south, and then we will be radiating to all parts of this nation as the days progress from there.
Can you comment on the Prime Minister saying that that's what we can expect from the DLP, just continuous and I can't remember the exact words, but he made that comment that that's what you can expect, two expectations. I can't remember how he said it. I'm sure you might.
I didn't know he said it, but I think that having Ms. Motley at his right hand, that he should be the last person to talk about that. You know, in 1997, I think it was, in the by-election in St. Michael Northwest, the Labour Party flooded that by-election with entertainment. In fact, one night at a big event, a young man lost his life. That was all they were interested in then. We have seen throughout political campaigns the Barbados Labour Party spending a lot of resources in entertainment. This is a cultural extravaganza. The other night we had a gospel event at which we gave thanks to the Lord. That wasn't gospel entertainment only. We felt that because Barbados had had such a rough year of tragedies, that we should end the year reflecting and giving thanks for our lives and for the fact that this country is still a good country. And therefore we start the year now in the vein of ringing in something new for Barbados and ringing in the Democratic Labour Party.
And to go back to the Defence Force pension plan, the government has recently announced, or not recently, but earlier this year announced that Cabinet will pass pension plans for those yet. What you're referring to, would you scrap what if you were to win?
It needs to be simplified, and the persons who are to be the beneficiaries need to be very quickly identified, and the nature of their benefits need to be identified. We are saying it's very important that such a plan is in place. We give it our support, and we believe that whatever can be done to ensure its swift implementation needs to be done.